welcome to my very first monthly grocery haul. So today I went in Walmart with $400 and I did take my list. So the highlighted areas are all of the items that I was able to find. The things that aren't highlighted are items that I could not find in the store. But like I said, my budget was $400. I spent $359.19. I'm gonna go over every single thing with you guys that I bought and talk to you about my experience in doing my first monthly haul as I put it all up. So let's jump in. Okay, so in today's haul, I got Colby Jack cheese, 100 count of the coffee K-Cups, some ham. I put these on my salads, a pack of bacon, 2 bags of chips. We have 4 bags for the month, but we still have 2 down there, so I only bought 2. I bought noodles. I've never tried the chili or the picante chicken, and the creamy chicken is my favorite. But I got noodles to add to the noodle basket. Extra part tart for bag stock, Slim Jims because there's none in the container and Jordan loves them when he comes home to visit. Extra butter, lettuce for my salads, some broccoli for us to have with one of the meals that I'll be making this weekend. Tortillas. All of the condiments are bag stock. So we have 2 of the ranch, 1 teriyaki, 1 Polynesian, some of the sweet Baby Ray, and A1 sauce. Also, we have sweet potatoes, some bread, that $10 bag of oranges I told you guys about earlier in the week, white potatoes. We prefer the smoked pork sausage, but Walmart didn't have any, so I just bought one of the beef so we can try it. The 2 cartons of the 18 count eggs, 2 of the Deer Park waters. I got some granola to go in the bin. Extra spaghetti pasta. This is also bag stock. 4 of the ground turkey taco seasoning because we were completely out and I wanted to try the classic buffalo seasoning. I got strawberries, blueberries, cucumber, tomatoes, 2 of the beef hot dogs. Jeremiah is loving these sirloins. They're rather expensive, as you can see, but I got 3. We have some in the freezer, so I'm gonna add this to the bottom. 2 of the smoked neck bone. I love smoked neck bone. And then 2 family packs of chicken wings. I break them down to drumettes, and these are 5 meals for us. And then I have 2 of the drumsticks. Same thing. I break these down, and these 2 family packs will equal 5 meals for us as well. Some ice cream, some burgers, 3 of the pizzas. There's another one under there. 2 of the Deer Park water, pineapple Fanta, and strawberry Fanta. And this is all of the items that I got in this month's grocery haul. So let's get it up. So for this haul, the only rule I gave myself is that $100 had to be spent on meat. So I started my haul today in the meat section, and I moved from the back of the store to the front of the store. The front of my store is produce, and because I've already allotted $50 to put aside for fresh produce throughout the month, it was fine if I ran out of money before being able to get all the produce that I had on the list. It was more important to me that I picked up all of the other items. So I started in the meat section. I did go over $100. Meat is rather pricey right now, but I started with the meat section, and then the back of my Walmart is dairy. So I went from meat to dairy and then worked my way up to the produce section. That is a method that I've never tried before, but it is how I'm going to do my monthly haul every single month from this day forward. Like I said, I'm going to stick to making sure that I spend at least the first $100 within the meat section. I went over today, and it's okay if I go over on meat. Meat and produce are the star here. But like I said, I made a provision to buy fresh produce throughout the month. So taking care of the meat is my first priority. Then from there, I can work my way from the back aisle to the front of the store. I am very pleased with this haul. Like I said, this is my first monthly haul, but I feel like I did a great job. I do know that the items that I got us will last us for the whole month, and I'll be able to stick to not going to the grocery store, like I said, except to get fresh produce. The whole goal for me in moving to once a month hauls is that it will help me to fine tune my finances. The hardest category for me to get under control right now is groceries. Doing a weekly haul, I set a budget, but it is very easy for me to go over that budget. Another thing that moving to monthly grocery hauls are doing for me is making me a lot more intentional with how I'm spending the money for the month. I know that all I have is $400. Like I said, the budget is $450, but $50 is exclusively for produce throughout the month. But all I have when I'm going to do my monthly grocery haul is that $400, and I have to really be intentional with how I spend it. I have to focus on the things that are most important and not allow my emotions to run how I'm grocery shopping. Certain things I quickly discovered I have to cut from my grocery shopping altogether. One of them is pre-cut fries. I'm still going to buy Jeremiah pre-cut frozen fries. It's just going to come out of my personal money. There is just not enough money in the budget for me to buy fries or pre-cut frozen fries. So I'm going to have to make the sacrifice of using my personal money for that. You will also notice that I did not pick up any canned goods. We do not use canned goods pretty much at all. I do have a whole cabinet that is stocked with canned goods, and it just takes us a longer time to get through canned goods. So it's not something that I need to buy because, like I said, we have some stocked and we don't use a lot of canned goods. In addition to that, you will notice that there isn't any dry goods other than grits and pastas. Those are the only dry goods really that we will buy. I have 5-pound buckets of sugar, flour, rice, and pancake mix. So those items are replenished with the 5-pound buckets, and the 5-pound buckets are only replenished during income tax time. So you'll never see most of my dry products in my monthly grocery haul because I have had a system since 2021 on dry goods. And like I said, the containers that are in my kitchen are replenished with the 5-pound buckets that are stored in Jordan's room. And those 5-pound buckets are only replenished during tax season. system also when it comes to quick, convenient meals. I have a certain amount of chips that I buy for the month. You'll notice that in the chip bin, there are always 4 bags of chips. If we do not eat all 4 bags, whatever is still there, I just add to it to get to 4. So this month we still had 2 bags of chips that were remaining. So all I bought in today's haul was an additional 2 bags to get us to 4. Also, there are always tons of noodles in my home. I grew up in a home where noodles were something that we always had on hand, and anytime you were hungry while you waited for dinner, after you ate dinner, if you still were hungry, you had the option of eating noodles. So, of course, with my children, there are certain things like Hot Pockets, pizzas, hot dogs, burgers, quick, convenient items that I stock. Everything that's in the freezer in my refrigerator are quick, convenient meals for the boys. But when all of the Hot Pockets are gone and they've eaten up all of the pizzas, I'm not going to buy any more, even when I was doing weekly grocery shopping. When it's gone, they can eat noodles, they can eat whatever else is left, but I buy a certain amount of items, like 4 large pizzas are what I keep in there, 4 of the hot dogs, the beef hot dogs, 1 container of burgers, and 1 large pack of Hot Pockets. When it's gone, it's gone. They can eat noodles. So that's why there is a full noodle basket. Noodles have seasons in my home. I don't know if your kids are like mine, but there are times where they're crazy about it, and then there are months when they will not touch it. And right now, Jeremiah is in that season where he is not gravitating towards noodles, and that's fine. They'll be there when he is in the mood again. But I just grew up where there were always noodles. If nothing else to snack on, there were noodles. And I do the same in my house, and I will always be that way. Also, I don't put soda in the refrigerator. Kids gravitate toward what is cold and in the refrigerator. So in my refrigerator, there is almond milk, water. I make sweet tea, and I make pink lemonade. So those items are what I keep in the refrigerator, and I keep sodas on the rack. The kids have to really want the soda to gravitate toward it, so it does last longer than the other items, because of that. So that is another system. The healthier drink options I keep cool, and then the things that they still like that aren't so healthy for them, I put them on the shelf, because naturally athletic young men are going to go towards what is cold and right there in the refrigerator for the most part. And we have started over the summer, I believe, we started buying the potatoes. Jeremiah doesn't eat sweet potatoes, but I love meat and sweet potatoes as a dinner option, or a healthier dinner option than pasta or rice. So I have the sweet potatoes for me, and Jeremiah's favorite meal right now is steak and potatoes. So we do go through all of the potatoes in a month, but that's the process. And then every single week, there is a bag of oranges. Today I was hoping not to get a bag of oranges, but to get pears or peaches. And Walmart didn't have either of those in stock, so I just got his regular bag of orange. But next week I will pick him up some other variety of fruit with the remaining money. And everything in the bottom basket where I put the spaghetti pasta is also back stock. All of the items that I'm currently using are on the counter, and what is stored in the bottom bin is just extra. So this is extra pasta noodles, grits. My Walmart didn't have the 5-pound bags of grits that I typically get, so I didn't get grits today. But the only bin under in that bottom basket that isn't fully stocked is the grits. I'm still waiting till Walmart get the larger bags of grits so that I can replenish the 2 containers down there. But there's elbow pasta, red beans, lima beans, oatmeal, and spaghetti pasta. That's all stored in the bottom basket where I will put this container of spaghetti pasta. So now I'm going to take the time to add the meat to the meat freezer. I still have to cut down the 2 packs of chicken wings into drumettes, and I still have to wash and clean the 2 family packs of drumsticks. So I won't be adding those now. I just have them sitting in the refrigerator. I'll probably get it done later this afternoon. But most of the items I'm adding, and as you can see, I'm trying my best to get the ground turkey to the bottom. As I add items, I try to add them to the bottom. I also work from the front to the back, so I try to put newer things at the back and keep what Jeremiah would pick up first in the front. Also with the steaks, I was trying to move it over so you guys can see. I'm just adding the ones that I just bought to the bottom of the stack that's in there. There is a second bin for meat that goes in the meat freezer. I just don't sit it in there when there's no meat in it. I will be adding the new meat into that bin. So I'm going to end off this video by sharing with you all something that I learned today. Today I learned that anxiety is really a side effect of stress, worry, and fear. And so I asked myself, what is it about the prices of groceries increasing that made me feel fearful? And all I could conclude was I'm trying really hard to safeguard myself against an economic downturn within my home. If I'm laid off, if my hours are somehow cut, how we would survive it. I worked last year by the grace of God, to fully fund my emergency fund with the year's worth of expenses. I'm working hard this year to stockpile my home, and I'm fearful because I do not have the experience of ever being or trying to prepare for any of those things to know if this is really going to work. But I do feel in my heart that I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And by being fearful, even though I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing, it's just showing my lack of faith. I want to be in control. And if I am so bent on me being in control, it means that I have not surrendered and trusted God in the manner that I should. So my anxiety has educated me to my need to increase my faith and truly surrender. And I thought that was so enlightful for me that I wanted to share it with you guys. Are you anxious? And if you're anxious, what are you fearful about, stressed about, or worried about? And really take the time today to dissect it all and ask yourself, am I still trying to be fully in control, or am I ready and able to surrender and give whatever the issue is to God in the manner in which I said I would? I asked myself those questions today, which is why I'm sharing this with you. And I wanted to keep control, but I am willing to do the work, be vulnerable in a way that is a little scary, and have faith that God has me. For me, I learned that this is all simply just a test of my faith. And I failed over on Sunday or prior to Sunday. And my goal is the next time I feel anxious in any way, that I surrender and I trust that God has me in the way that in my heart I know He does. So I learned something today, and of course, as your friend, I wanted to share it with you. I thank you all for staying this long and going along with me as I completed my first monthly grocery haul. God bless you all. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.